Hey, you guys. So, welcome back to Becoming the Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Micaiah, also known as MB. And then we have our other host here, my girl, Janelle. Woo woo.
Hey.
So, you guys, I'm smiling extra big today because I'm so happy to announce that we have made it to our 30th episode. Woo! Yeah, you guys, we've been consistent throughout the year. So we're actually, me and Janelle were talking about it before we got online, but we're halfway through. Like, we are almost at the end of the year, doing an episode every week and getting it out to you guys. So I'm super excited. We're going to get into what we're going to talk about today, which is going to be something, really fun, light, kind of reflect and just share a little bit more about us personally and who we are. But before we get to that, if you are new to the podcast, welcome. We are Becoming the Podcast. We're a weekly podcast. We drop episodes every Thursday. We talk a little bit about anything and everything as we're helping people on their journey to become. Now, we leave that open-ended for our audience. So become whatever you may want to be. So if you want to work, more on, your health journey, your fitness journey, spiritual journey, money management, wealth, whatever that may be, we're hoping that, you're working towards that in your personal goals, but we hope that you're also working on being the best version of yourself. So as always, we do have to put the caveat here. We are not experts, but we are here to do the work. So girl, what are we talking about this week?
Well. Let's have some fun, y'all. But as we get older, generally we become wiser and we let the old things pass away and let, the new things in. But sometimes we revert to some old ways, some thought processes, maybe some taste buds, what we think is quote unquote relationship goals, or what characteristics are crucial in a relationship. So, for example, y'all, I never considered dating a skinny guy. Not that I don't find them, attractive, but random thoughts would come up in my head. Like, can he pick me up? I know that sounds crazy, but that's one question that always comes in my head. Like,
right.
Can he pick me up? Would this proportion look weird? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, would I squish him? You know what I'm saying?
Not
girl,
squish him.
Girl, squish him. But now I'm like, it's whatever. Swim at your own risk. I tell people this all the time. Like, I'm a plus size girl. So shoot, if you come in for me, baby, this is what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not worried about squishing anybody because this is what you asked for. You came into knowing this, that I am plush.
I'm still on squishing and swim at your own risk. I'm taking that quote, swim at your own risk.
Baby, so sometimes what we thought we wouldn't like or go for turns out to be what we need or what we enjoy. So today we will be discussing things we used to hate that we no longer hate.
Yeah.
Girl, this is going to be a funny show.
Girl, it's already a funny episode. We just started. But yeah, I love this episode topic because I feel like as we, we grow, we advance, we get older and wiser, there are certain things that we used to hate or strongly dislike when we were younger. And it's like, you kind of look back once you start using those things, or once you start changing some of the behaviors, or, changing your thought processes around certain things. And you're like, hey, I remember hating this at one point, but now either I actually use it or I actually love it. What changed? So that's why I thought it would be cool to just kind of talk about that, because I feel like we all have those things out there. Like Janelle said, whether it be food related, things that we expect in relationships or friendships, or just anything. The realm is open, it's broad, it's vast. There's so much stuff out there that, we used to hate that now we actually kind of like or enjoy or do now. So girl, you kill me with the the skinny guys. I'm still laughing about it. The skinny guys example. I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna try to match you. I'm gonna give you one as well. So one thing that I used to hate. So let me give you a little bit of background about me. I feel like and this is relationship related. I feel like I'm more of I'm an alpha female, but I'm also introverted, if that makes sense. Like I'm introverted in the sense of when it's time for me to go in the house, it's time for me to go in the house and recuperate and, you know, just take all my energy back. But when I'm out and when I'm doing stuff and when Janelle knows this, when I'm about business, like I'm alpha all the way. Like we about to get this done. I'm telling you, we doing this. I'm, you know, in certain aspects, like when I originally thought about being in a relationship, this is when I was like younger, like high school, early college. I was like, always want like an alpha male. That was like everything that I wanted. Like I want someone to, you know, like dominate and well, I don't want to say dominate. That's probably not the right word, but my thought process was like, I wanted an alpha male. And I feel like in so many ways, you guys know I'm married now. Me and my husband both interchange roles. So like I'll be alpha in the relationship, he'll be alpha in the relationship, but then like, you know, sometimes we both take that more, you know, I don't want to say beta, but you know, that other role. So now it's not so much as me because I think a lot of the times, like when I would meet more alpha men, I was like, we don't really vibe. Like our vibe doesn't really work anymore. I had an idea of what I wanted in my relationship, but until I actually like got into a relationship, I didn't really know what I wanted. So I'm more like, I need someone that's more like, you know, low key, go with the flow, protects my energy, because I'm also a Gemini, you guys. I don't know if you believe in signs or not. I kind of, some of it I do, some of it I don't. I go from 0 to 100 very quick. So I need someone to bring me down and mellow me out. So if I had an alpha male, he about to be up there with me. We both just about to be up there, just not, nobody apologizing, nobody doing whatever, you know, we just up here. But I really have a man that I can say that just mellows me out and brings me down. Not that he's not alpha in his own right, because he is, but it's just, I didn't need that. What I thought I wanted, I didn't need, and I actually appreciate what I have so much, because I could see it going so left if I had something that I thought I wanted.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Well, you already know I'm very outspoken, and I'm gonna let my mouth run. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But well, I'm sort of like you to a certain degree. We should be able to mellow each other out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still want you to take lead. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know, and at first it was just like kind of sort of like you know what I'm saying? You're the alpha and I'll, you know, do whatever, pretty much play the leading role.
Right.
But, you know, kind of like in the background type stuff. But now it's almost like, shoot, I don't want to get on your nerve. I don't want you to get on my nerve. I need you to be able to take some, you know what I'm saying? Some leadership roles and be that leadership person. For the most part, but also still allow me to be that too. Because you already know I'm very headstrong. And I can be very stubborn at times. I can be. I could be my way or the highway, okay?
You know what it is for me? And I think some people are going to be tripped up on the word I'm about to use, but I think it's submission to me. Because usually when you're in, you know, more of an alpha, there's one person that's alpha in the relationship, someone has to be a little bit more submissive. And I look at my relationship, I think submissive looks different to different people, whether you're looking from a biblical standpoint or you're looking from, you know, a worldly standpoint and what we've kind of deemed it to be. But I feel like I personally, like me and Micah, our relationship, we both give 100%. Like we're both working toward it and we're both working on other things and trying to come together and build and be equally yoked and all of that. But I can't be subservient. I can be submissive, but I can't be subservient, if that makes sense.
I can't be your servant.
Right. I can't be your servant. I don't feel like we have certain gender roles in our relationship. Like, you know, Micah takes out the trash only because I like for him to take out the trash. But if he's not here or, you know, he's not feeling it, I'll take out the trash. Same thing with, you know, doing dishes or cleaning or cooking. Like, when one person's not feeling their 100%, the other person will take over and keep running with it. So that's what I mean by we both give 100%. There may be days where I'm only giving 20 and he's giving, you know, 80%, but that makes up the 100%, if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
So yeah, I can't be subservient to someone. I can't be underneath. I can't be walking behind you. We walk together in life together. So that's what I mean by like some of the, not all men, because there's a lot of alpha males, you know, that are very feminist and, you know, that work with women and want to be, 50-50 with their partner. But there's some alpha men out there that are very like, no, it's this way or the highway. I make the final decisions, blah, blah, all of that. And I know I couldn't be in a relationship like that. Like we have to be equally yoked.
I definitely couldn't be it. Mm-hmm. Look, I'm telling you, you already know me. I'm just, like I say, I'm very headstrong. And then this is my thing. I feel like some guys, they forget that sometimes women, we are pretty much independent. We are taught from when we are kids to be able to basically run a household. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not that I don't appreciate you or I don't value you or I don't need you. It's just a simple fact that, I can do this. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm just saying it's a balance. You get what I'm saying? Like I say, I just can't be anybody's servant, but I can be submissive. You get what I'm saying? If it's like I told you, I don't know if I used this example previously, but say for instance, if we're looking at buying a new car for me, and if my husband say, hey babe, I think we need to wait out a year for this, that, I'm be like, okay, cool. You get what I'm saying? Right. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But a simple person, if they just be like, oh, nah, you don't need no car. We ain't finna do this. Woo, 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 woo. I'm gonna look at you like, what?
Girl, I don't need my daddy, and you not my God. So I don't.
You heard me. And don't forget that I got my own bank account with some money in it. Look, see? But again, y'all see how that can, you know what I'm saying? You can see how it can go. It's either you say, hey, they look at it from this perspective. This is what, we're working on currently. This is what we got in the bank right now. This is not the best financial decision for us at this moment. It's a way in which you go about things and how you talk as well. I feel like communication is like one of the hugest issues when it comes to submission and all of that.
Yeah, you have to have communication. You have to have trust. Those two things are key, even just in a relationship in general. But moving forward, you guys, I know we talked about our two things with the relationships. Let me remind you, Janelle talked about she was not with the skinny guys. So skinny guys, you can holler now.
And that's my whole thing. Okay, let me just tell y'all some backdrop. So I like the teddy bear guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to be like super fit with me. I'm telling you, like, even though I'm a health and PE teacher, y'all, you do not have to be super fit with me. You know what I'm saying? I just need you to be able to protect me.
Right.
If I go injured and I need you to carry me, I need you to be able to carry me. You get what I'm saying? I need that, That's all I'm saying. If you're not able to do that or think you built for that, baby, then
Girl, there's some strong skinny guys out here. There's some strong skinny guys.
Girl, when we was at UK, somebody picked me up and they were skinny. They're a good friend of us. Look, and I was shocked. I think that's probably what changed my perspective on it.
I'm done. But girl, talking about UK in college, girl, one thing that I used to hate doing that I do so much, and I actually put it in like all my taglines now, reading.
Really?
When I was in school, girl, you know how they be assigning you, they assign you homework and they assign you reading for the next day. I was never one of those students that did the reading. Never. I never did the reading. I would skim. I would look for cliff notes. I would talk to my classmates about, what they actually read. I would try to flim through the book. Like I would do everything aside from sitting down and actually reading the book. Like I don't know what it was. And again, you guys, my mindset has changed, but I don't know what it was. I just think it was so, in my opinion, it was so tedious. And you know what? Another thing that kind of turned me off when I was younger, my mom used to force me to read during the summers. And all I wanted to do was be outside playing with my little friends. So she would sit down every summer and she would give me a book. She's like, I expect this to be, these 2 or 3 books to be read by the end of the summer on top of the summer reading books that we already had for school, girl. So I think that's what really turned me off is because she used to force me to read. Or when I couldn't go to sleep, she's like, go read a book and then you'll be able to go to sleep. And I'm like, I don't want to read. Like, I just want to have fun and be a little kid. But again, my mindset has completely changed. You already see my bookshelf. I have books on there. I was talking to Janelle. I say reading a book. Like, I feel like that's how you learn. And that's how you kind of figure out, it's kind of how you change your mindset and you learn new concepts, things that work for you, don't work for you. And it can also just take you to another place, especially if you're reading, you know, like or if you're reading fiction. Like a book can transport you to another place, and I can like when I'm reading a fiction book, I can visually see the characters and like kind of visually see how they would like maybe play it out by reading. So it's very interesting how my mindset has completely changed about it. Like I feel like I learned so much, and the tagline I use now, you guys, is lifelong learner, and that's part of that is from reading books. So yeah, reading is a big one for me.
It really is. And I feel like, I know you guys see my book collection over here, but I need to actually update it. I actually have some more books that I'm currently reading, y'all. But knowledge is power. I know we hear that terminology all the time, is knowledge is power. I said terminology, you know, that quote.
That term, right? Yeah, that quote.
But it's seriously, like, it really is. And like MB says, it takes a whole different perspective, and you be like, dang, I didn't even think of it, you know, from that point of view. So it's like, thank you, author. Thank you. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes I kind of go back and revert, you know, and be like, you know what? That book made me think about this in this way. So now when this situation arises, I would probably take it from that way instead of the way that I, you know, would normally do it or carry out. So books, y'all, I'm telling y'all, pick up a book. It's so much information, so much valuable lessons in those books. So take a look. I'm telling you, they put everything you need to know in what? A book.
Yeah. Girl, is there anything when it comes to like friendships? Because I feel like all of us, when we're younger, we're pretty much, well, a lot of us are open to a lot of things when it comes to friendships and things that people do. But I know we both had some friendships, you know, in the past, you know, 5-10 years that have went left. So is there anything that you learned from that you're like, hey, if I'm looking for a friend, or if I'm in a, you know, a friendship, which is a relationship, like I'm not taking that. I no longer, you know, maybe it's something that's changed that you do like what's changed with that for you?
Yeah, I know y'all probably like Janelle facial expressions has been off the chain like the last 45 seconds.
Girl, and if you guys are listening, again, going over to YouTube so you can actually see us, you guys. I swear, like things be happening, the earbuds be falling out. Janelle's facial expressions. So going over to the I'm Just MB channel. But go ahead, girl.
But okay, so you know, the crazy thing is, this one situation happened. It didn't happen to me, but it happened to a friend in our group and another friend in our group. So basically, she ended up, one friend was dating this one guy, and the other friend really didn't know because it was still fresh. You get what I'm saying? You know how you still in that talking stage. Y'all not really officially dating just yet and let the world know. But, you know, y'all know that it's there. And then your other friends can sometimes peep it. You get what I'm saying? And I was one of those who peeped it. I'm like, yeah, they talking. You get what I'm saying? But the other person did not know fully that they were talking or, you know, had any dealings at that moment. And so basically what happened was we were at a party for one friend. It was her birthday. I ain't gonna lie, we was drinking, you know what I'm saying? We got turned. And so, you know me, anytime I'm good, I was still able to, I don't want to say I was sober, because I wasn't, because I was drinking. But I was able to function and go home. So I took my butt home. And the other, you know, stayed at the house. And so I'm like, shoot, you know, we all friends. Girl, I'll see you later. Did you need a ride? She said, no. I said, all right, see you later. Boom. So what happened was the birthday girl, she was asleep, but her dude and the other friend was still up. And y'all can already guess what happened. They end up sleeping together.
While she in the room?
Yes. But she's knocked out because she, you know, she jammed for her birthday. She's knocked out, so she don't even know.
It's disrespectful in all levels, but she in the room.
Yep.
Like y'all physically have representation of her here. Like you see her.
Yes. So now it's morning. We're supposed to be going to, a brunch for our birthday again the next day. So, I'm getting ready. I get over there to the house, and homegirl is telling the birthday girl what transpired last night. Because again, she doesn't know that birthday girl and the dude are actually together. So she like,
oh, she doesn't know that they're together. Hold on, but isn't that her friend? How does she not know they're together?
Because again, like I told you in the beginning, it wasn't fully stated out that they were dating. But I put two and two together, so I figured they should have been able to put two and two together. No.
If that's your friend, you peep stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I peeped it. I put two and two together.
You don't even have to tell them. You peep. You like, okay, this makes sense.
You hear me? And that's what I said. You know when somebody flirt with somebody. You know when they vibe and they energy. You know what I'm saying? It's just there. You know. Especially when that's your homie. So I peeped it, but supposedly she didn't peep it. So, girl, let me continue, y'all. So then she's just like, oh yeah, me and him, we whoop. And she's smiley type shit. And I'm just sitting here like, please, I pray to God that she don't cluck you upside the head. This is all I'm thinking in my head. And she just looking at me because she like in disbelief, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And she's like, damn, like you my homegirl for the last 10 years, but I low-key want to beat your ass.
Right.
Ooh, excuse my French, everybody. But this is how she was, you know what I'm saying? This is what
right. That's how you would be feeling.
This is what she thinking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she like, I low-key want to beat you up. But she was just like, you know what? Let me just walk away. Mm-hmm. And I was really proud of her for walking away because the old her would have been boom, 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 and done. But so me, I had to be the bad guy / good girl, and I was like, I don't know if you knew, but they were, woo, woo, woo.
Right.
And she just looking like, are you for real? I'm like, yeah. I don't know why you would, go that route with him. The rest of us knew, but I don't know why you didn't know, but girl, it was just crazy. So it made it very awkward for this brunch, as y'all can imagine.
Girl.
Very awkward. But anyway, my point is, I used to be like, if you ever dated or talked to my dude or my ex, I got beef with you.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that actually happened to me in real life too, where it was a total different situation though. But homegirl knew that was my dude. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what was involved, alcohol, drugs, I don't care what was involved. You knew. And I ain't gonna lie, Makaya know me. Makaya knows I would get down, baby, with you in the streets and beat you up. So that's basically what happened. But now that I've matured and I'm older, you could have them, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my thing. Sometimes a person isn't for you. And sometimes it takes different situations like this to happen for you to realize it, where that guy wasn't for you or that friend really wasn't for you. And sometimes you have to be okay. It might have been where, shoot, them two able to work and that's their person. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But now it's just like, shoot, you like it, I love it. And you know what I'm saying? You keep it pushing. And I know some people be like, if somebody ever did that to me, I can never forgive them. Girl, go ahead and just forgive them. Just go ahead.
Yeah.
And that just shows you growth and maturity.
It does. I'm gonna play out. I had the same kind of idea in my head. And I'm gonna play off what you kind of talked about. Loyalty looks a lot different to me as I've gotten older. In friendships, I'm a lot more forgiving and open and understanding as I've gotten older. Because I've even had to look. It's not even just like other friends making mistakes. I've had to look back on my own life and like ways or pathways where I went left or I've made mistakes in the past and kind of been like, well, would I wanted to somebody to give me grace in that moment? Because I know that, hey, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. And yeah, I would have wanted that grace. I would have wanted to have that conversation with my friend so we can move on from that. And I maybe would have wanted to forgive my friend. So yeah, loyalty looks a lot different for me, because in the past I was definitely one of those chicks that was like, if you do this, like we no longer friends. I've had friendships in the past where They've done like one thing to me and I thought it was like outrageous, and just I used to look at it as I wouldn't do that to you, but we're not the same people. Even if you're born in the same household and you're raised by the same parents, you're still not the same person. So everyone's thought process, everything is a little bit different. So you can't just write, most of the time, let's say do something super outrageous, you guys, it's harder to write someone off after one mistake. It's like have that conversation and kind of move on. Because again, like I've made mistakes in my past. I've been the friend in a situation. This is also why I don't get drunk at all. I haven't slept on nobody's man or anything. So I've done none of that. But I've been the friend where when I drink, specifically when I drink more than I'm supposed to be drinking, I get a little flirtatious. And I started to get touchy with people. And I've actually been one of those friends in the past where I've started to flirt with someone. It was an innocent flirt. It wasn't anything. Because I did know that she kind of liked him. But I didn't know. First of all, I was really drunk at that moment. So I don't remember. But I didn't do anything like bad. It was just a little flirty back and forth. And he was literally, that was not the dude for her. I will say that. Because he was flirting with everyone at that party. He actually was like physically touching some of her other friends. And I was like, yep, this is not the dude for you. I don't remember flirting with him, but I know it wasn't anything bad that I did. I didn't touch him or anything. So, but yeah, I definitely think about mistakes that I've made in the past. And I'm like, yeah, I would want grace on that. Like, I don't want to be able to move forward, and I should give other people that grace. I just like to hear people out now. As I've gotten older, I'm more about hearing them out, figuring out like what led them to this decision. And if we can find some common ground to move forward, because, especially those friends you've had for like, they go back high school days, college friends. It's hard to find new friends. It's hard to find trusting new friends. So, stick with the ones that you got. I'm telling you, stick with the ones.
And this is my thing. If you ever, sometimes you have to sit back and really analyze it. And say, for instance, that particular situation, again, not everybody is able to pick up on cues. You get what I'm saying? Like I told you, I was able to pick up that they had some type of, dealings or relationship. But not everybody is able to pick up on that. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So in that situation, I was like, okay, look at it from that perspective. And she was very apologetic because at that time, like, again, she was like, I had no idea. Why didn't nobody tell me? I would have never did that if, and I get it. You get what I'm saying? I get it now. And so now looking back at it, I'm like, shoot, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like MB said, give that person some grace and some mercy. But if you ever do that again, just know that whatever consequence you got going, boo, that's your consequences. Whether that's with that individual that you did that hurt or damage to, or the Lord above, okay? But just know it's consequence.
And that's the other thing. This is another thing that's kind of changed as I've gotten older. Again, you guys, I'm married, so I'm not worried about any of this. Hopefully, knock on wood. But I feel like a lot of the times we blame the girl in the situation, where in that situation, you should have blamed old dude. Old dude knew he was talking to you. And then also tried to sleep with your friend that he had met.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of those situations, like we need to figure out who we actually need to blame. I feel like that story is very common in the sense that, you're talking to someone, it's not, like known or like put out there or even defined. And then you have a friend that comes in and is like, oh, well, I'm friendly and you seem like a cool vibe. And, they're flirting and maybe they don't go as far as sleeping with each other, but certain things like that. So yeah, definitely figure out who you actually need to, like, I don't even want to say blame, who you need to talk to and point your interrogation to. Because usually it's old dude or, whoever you're talking to, not the actual friend.
Yep, he need a check and balance. Yeah, definitely so. Because I said the same thing. I was like, well, shoot. Don't get me wrong. Like, again, everybody was under the influence of alcohol and different things like that. But I also tell people, if you have or if you know yourself to act out,
then don't. Yes.
Under the influence, don't even put yourself in that position. Yep. You get what I'm saying? Like, for me, I was tired. I was ready to go home and be in my own bed. But again, it's been other times with me where I'd be like, you know what, girl, you need to go home because you was just really flirting with him. You know what I'm saying? Don't you go over to his house? You get what I'm saying? Like, I already know in my head, okay, Janelle, you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to go over here. You know what I'm saying? And always, if you're that type of person who can get really messed up with drinking, make sure you have somebody with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I bring my favorite cousin with me all the time. And shoot, that's my person.
Mm-hmm.
But she'd be like, girl, I'm drunk. I need you to take me home. I got you. And vice versa, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Have some type of accountability in place, whether that's counting drinks, having someone you call, having a DD, having someone that you go to, or a person in place. Because I can't tell you, me and Janelle both have had, you know, we're very controlled on, like, when we're drinking, we're controlled. Like, me personally, I'm not having more than 2 drinks, depending on what I'm drinking. Usually I'm 2 is usually my max now. Because, you know, I've only, and I'll be honest with you guys, I give you the real tea. I've only been drunk where I blacked out once, and I cannot remember that night, you guys. Luckily I had some friends there, so I don't think anything, you know, bad happened to me, but still, like, to have a chunk of time, like, it was like maybe 4 or 5 hours that I can't account for. I still can't account for at this age. Is not great. And that was experience enough for me to be like, yeah, I need to make sure I'm, you know, if I'm drinking, I'm counting my drinks. You know, I have things in place. So yeah, definitely have those things in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so.
Mm-hmm. But girl, I want to wrap it up just a little bit. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to things that we used to hate that we no longer hate is taste buds. Because I feel like that's common for everyone. Like, our taste buds change and evolve as we get older. So I'll name one food for me specifically. And it's fish. Fish in general, specifically salmon. Or salmon. I always say salmon. I don't know why. Salmon. I used to hate it as a kid. Like, the smell, because it's a fishy fish. Like, the smell of it, the taste of it. I remember a time when my dad cooked it at home. And he cooked it well. Like, it was good. It tastes great to everyone else. I literally threw it back up. I chewed it, swallowed it, threw it back up. My body was not having it when I was younger. And then as I've gotten older, like, I'll order it, I cook it at home. Like, I like it a certain way, but still, like, I like it now. And I'm like, why do I like it now? Like, I hated it. Like, literally, like, if I talk about anything, I don't even think I hate a lot of things, but I hated salmon back there. Salmon. I said it right the first time.
Silent. Yeah.
Salmon. Okay. You guys, those words. There's sometimes those words that you're like, I don't know. I know how to pronounce it, but my brain wants to pronounce it a different way. So salmon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The L is silent. Yeah. Girl, you ain't the only one who made that mistake. Girl,
I do it all the time. My mom's like, you need to learn how to pronounce that if you're going to be saying it. And I'm like, I feel like I know how to. My mouth does not want to do it.
You know what? This is how I remember it. Not to be funny, you know, we both crossed. But when we had to spit back the information, that's how I remember was you all's colors, the AKA's colors.
Oh,
and
yeah.
salmon pink and apple green. So I always be like, oh, salmon pink and apple green. That's just a mental thing that I do, y'all. Just a mental thing. And so now,
maybe I need to do it that way to remember.
Yes,
I probably still say salmon.
There's a lot of words that I couldn't say. Hold on. It's one word. I cannot think of it. Aurora. I still have issues saying Aurora. Yes.
Like the name?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be like, Aurora. I'd be like, Aurora.
Girl, no. So I say breakfast weird. I have to pronunciate it because I'll say breakfast.
Really?
Do you hear it? Breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do hear
it. So
I
have to overpronounce breakfast. So I say it correctly.
Wow. Look, I'm learning something more about my friend each and every day.
You know that. I used to do it in college all the time. I don't even say the word anymore. I just say, let's go have brunch. I just avoid that word. Like, let's go have some bacon and eggs. I'll say everything else except for, because I don't want to have to pronunciate it.
Girl, that's funny, MB. That's funny.
I have other words like that too. I say, I think it's either I say zipped weird or zip. I always say zipping instead of zipped or zip. I always like, what's zipping that? And Mike is like, that's not a word. And I'm like, oh, I mean zip.
Yeah, I wish you guys know Micah personally. I can really see him telling her this, and it be weak as hell, making me weak as hell, y'all.
Girl,
Like, I
he
can
be
picture
shady
this.
without trying to be shady.
Yes.
I'm like,
yes, he doesn't be meaning to be shady, but it just comes out that way sometimes. So you be like,
be having a straight face on, and I be like, okay, nobody asked you. Go sit down.
don't do Micah like that. That's my homie.
I know, me too. That's my homie and my boo. I love you, Dave. Shout out.
But taste buds, y'all. I know we kind of went up all over the place, right?
Did.
But taste buds, I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of those where my taste buds has pretty much been the same. I still don't like mayo. I still don't like no chitlins. No,
oh no,
girl, I don't do none of that. Potato salad, macaroni. I don't do none of that. None of it.
I didn't know that. I don't like potato salad either. Actually, there's only one potato salad that I actually do like. I do like the potato salad that has sour cream and like bacon and cheese, because that's just a loaded baked potato. But the ones that be having the egg and the mustard and the salt, no, I'm good. I'll skip that at the Thanksgiving and wherever, Easter and all that.
Yeah, I don't eat none of that, y'all. And my mama always says, "You're my weird child. You're my weird child," but I do not eat it. But one thing that I still, it's like a half and half. Pickles. I do not eat cold pickles. The only pickles I will eat is fried pickles.
Yeah, fried pickles are really good.
That's the only pickles I will eat. I don't know what it is, y'all, with me, but I still don't eat like regular cold pickles or anything like that. But fried pickles, I will eat. I'll put no pickles on a burger, no chicken sandwich. I ain't gonna lie. My first time at Chick-fil-A, I was so mad and disgusted all at once because I was like, who the F puts pickles on a chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
That's actually really good. I'm not a huge fan of pickles. I do like fried pickles. Fried pickles and some ranch. Ooh, it's so good. But I don't eat pickles on my burgers. But I do eat pickles on like a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. I love a pickle on a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. It's so good. And I like bread and butter pickles. Those are really good. They're sweeter. Yeah. So. But girl, yes, we could go on and on in days for things that I don't like and things that I used to not like and like now. Because I don't want to say I'm particular, because I'm not really. It's just certain things. Like Janelle knows.
Or beets.
Beets. I can eat beets. If I grind it up in a smoothie, I can eat beets.
Yes, that's the only way I can eat it too. But I never forget, my granny used to. This is how you know. My granny came from sweet old Alabama, y'all. Country. You weren't leaving until you got done eating all them vegetables. But them beets, baby, that's one thing I hated to death. I wasn't eating no beets. Yeah. But now, if it's blended in a smoothie, that's the only way I will eat a beet.
Girl, I feel you on that one. I feel you on a smoothie, because there's certain, and Janelle knows I don't touch seafood. Except for some fish. I do not touch seafood. I had some shrimp. Oh, okay. So you know how you go to the hibachi restaurant? Again, we're going off on a tangent. You guys share the story because I just recently went. And they give you the little appetizer. They give you the salad and the soup. And then they give you little shrimp. They give you like 2 or 3 pieces of shrimp. I always tell them no. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Because I say I don't like it, but I don't think I've actually ever. I maybe tried it when I was younger, but I don't really remember. Girl, I put that thing in my mouth. I said, nope. I did swallow it. I chewed, and I was just like, this is hella chewy. This is just hella chewy. And I just swallowed. I said, nope, there's no reason why I would eat this. It's just, and certain things for me, I think it's texture for me too. Also, I know it's from the sea, which is weird to me, but it's texture. And I can't just keep chewing something and it tastes good. Like, it just don't.
It doesn't sit right with me. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I am with sushi. Y'all know sushi and seaweed. And I feel that way with sushi. I be like, damn, this shit, I gotta chew. Like, I don't like having a chew.
I don't eat sushi either. So.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't mess with either. It was a one time and I'm done. thing with me. I don't even think I ate the whole piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasted somebody's sushi, and it was pretty expensive, the restaurant we went to. And I know they looked at me like I was crazy because I was like, did you just legit waste my sushi? And I was like, yeah, if you want me to buy you some, I will. But, you know.
I'll pay for this shit. I do vegetable sushi. Like, I'll do a vegetable sushi. I'll do, because I don't mind the seaweed. It's not the seaweed for me. It's the seafood and the sushi that I'd be like,
really?
no.
I'm the opposite. I can do the seafood. It's the seaweed for me.
No.
Look at us, y'all. We're like the opposite.
I know. Opposites attract.
We do.
But you guys, I feel like we've given you enough. Like I said, this episode was just going to be a fun episode for our 30th episode. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And you got to learn just a little bit more about our preferences, I guess, like things we do like and things that we don't like. And we shared some personal stories. I'm still on the skinny dude thing, though. I'm still on that.
Yeah, I still like my little, you know, how can I say it? I don't need you super fit, like who's super fit? Dwayne, you know. I don't need you like Dwayne Johnson. But I'm trying to think who's like a good in between. Shoot. Ice Cube's son. You can be like Ice Cube's son. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't even. O'Shea. There you go. You can be like O'Shea. That's a nice little. He's still a little hefty. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he still got a nice little build. You know what I'm saying? See?
I feel you.
Boom.
I feel you on that.
But if you treat me right, I'll deal with the bones, baby.
Right. Not the bones. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's all that matters really is, you know, I'm more of, you know, obviously you are physically attracted to someone first, but you have to have a good personality to match that. If I can't vibe with you, then I can't just sit here and look at you all day. Like, cool, you attractive. And plus people's personalities can make like nasty personalities can make people look real ugly.
I'm trying to tell you, I ain't gonna lie, because one dude I said, man, you was fine as hell. But as soon as his mouth started going, I was like, dude, you went from a straight 1,000% to like a 5% real quick in my book.
And you have to have good energy for me, like that. I'll even talk about like with friendships. There's some really attractive people, you know, in general, but in Atlanta that I've ran into, and I'm like, oh, they'd probably be so cool as a friend. You know, they live in their life out on Instagram, but then I meet them and we're talking and chatting it up, and I hear like things they've done in the past or just their personality seems kind of nasty, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like I need to be able to vibe with you. You have to have good energy because I protect my energy. I'm not bringing no negative energy, no negative spirits around me. Like, you have to be good and A1 for us to be interacting.
And you know what? I think you made something very clear. I know we're finna, you know, in the segment, but that's really, really key. Like at first, friendships, it's like, oh, what things we have in common and things like that. But again, like MB said, now it's more of your energy, your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Me and MB have a lot of things in common, but there's also some things we don't have in common. And I think that's why we're such a good fit. You know what I'm saying? So don't always look at your friendships like, oh, we got to have everything in common. No.
Right. You don't.
I'm telling you. But now that I've grown older, it's like our morals need to be aligned because you don't need to be over here doing some shady stuff. And then people think, you know, I'm with you. With
right. Because your friends are a reflection of you.
Amen. So again, positive vibes only, you know what I'm saying? Good energy, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes spiritually too. Let me just mark on that because you can really tell when somebody is, I don't want to say with the devil, but you can pretty much tell when they have like an evil spirit on them where they do malice things. You know what I'm saying? And you might be like, oh, you might hee and ha because you might be like, this person is crazy as I don't know what, you know. But when you actually look into it, you be like, yo, that's a bad spirit on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially if it's a friend that stays angry all the time or mad all the time and just do evil, bitter stuff to people. You got to stay away from that, baby.
Yeah.
Stay away. Because there is such thing as karma, and it will come back on you. It might not happen today or tomorrow, but it will come back on you.
Mm-hmm. Girl, you speaking the truth. You are speaking the truth. I don't want no bad spirits around me. And if I see something negative coming your way, I'm dodging it. I'm sitting here like, no, I'm not. Shoot, don't come over here.
Do the look here.
You guys didn't see it. We were over here, doing the Mary J. Blige dance. Shoot.
That was Q. Yep, oh my God. Hold on, but Auntie Mary, I put an Auntie Mary on you. I ain't gonna lie.
Trying to dodge and weave all these bad spirits and energy. I feel you on that. But you guys, it has come to the end of our episode. Thank you, homies, for riding with us and continue to stick with us, through these 30th episodes. If you want to go back, I encourage you to go back to day 1, episode 1, to see what our vibe was before, because it's definitely changed a lot. I'll tell you, and one of the reasons, I just want to do this personal story before we go, you guys. One of the reasons why I really brought Janelle onto the podcast, and I was so excited when she wanted to join, was because I wanted it to feel more, like homey. I wanted to feel more, like we're inviting you into our lives. Yes, we're having these, serious discussions about certain topics. And yes, we're providing this information and talking about our personal lives. But I also wanted to feel like, we're friends, our guests are our friends and our homies, and, we call them our clique. And I wanted it to feel like we're all just having like, a conversation on the couch. Like it was very comforting and we're all as one. And Janelle has provided that. So if you go back to day 1, you see me, I'm sitting there, I'm like very serious. I'm like, today we're going to be talking about so-and-so and so-and-so. Like, it's almost like I'm doing an interview with, like CNN or something. So it was just, girl, I just have to give you your kudos and your flowers while, you're in front of me. I just appreciate you so much. I'm so happy that you joined this podcast. You truly are, one of my best friends. And I appreciate you so, so much. And thank you for just continuing to ride with me and rock with me throughout all these years. So,
I love you. Look, hug. We need a hug. That was so sweet. Yes, y'all know I'm a ride or die for MB. Mm-hmm. Like, just say the word, I'm there. MB already knows. MB knows. I love you, girl. Thank you. I love you too.
Well, I appreciate you, and I just had to say that on camera because, we've gotten our 30th episode, so no one can say I don't say good things about my friends.
Ooh, look, that touched me, y'all.
Don't tear up.
I know. Y'all, that's one thing about me. I am a crier. When people be touching my little spirit, y'all know, I'll be like, oh my God. But yeah, I love MB, y'all.
I love you too, girl. Well, you guys, I was so happy today with this episode. I don't know if you guys can see me. I've smiled about like 15 times today. You can probably hear it through my voice. I'm so joyous. I don't know what for, but I'm going to take this energy and go through the rest of my day. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. This episode drops on Thursday. So whether you're listening on Thursday or throughout the week, have a prosperous, relaxing, energized day. And, make sure that you continue to follow us. If you want to support the podcast, you know how to do that. Like, subscribe, share the podcast. And also, if you want to download an episode, like, listen to it later, share it with a friend, whatever you want to do. That really helps us in the podcast. And if you want to talk to us or engage a little bit more personally, go on over to the Being Becoming podcast page. We do have a giveaway that's going to be coming up. This episode is going to be dropping on Thursday, so you guys will already know about it if you follow the Being Becoming podcast page, because I'm going to be putting it out very soon. We record these on Saturday, so it's like well in advance. So definitely going over to Being Becoming podcast on IG to hear about our giveaway. It's in celebration of this 30th episode. And we'll actually be announcing our winner on the next podcast episode. So if you want to follow me personally, go on over to Instagram and go to the I'm Just MB page.
And you can follow me as well on Instagram at 𝒶𝓃𝓃.
Okay, you guys. And as always, we will see you guys next week. Bye, you guys. Bye, homies.